Hello and welcome to Scale Car Garage. Well, thought we would take a little look at some of my slot car stuff, my collection, of which there's quite a bit. But I wanted to share something with you that was one of the first things that I actually got as a youngster that was slot car related. And I still remember receiving this. It was just so awesome. But anyway, let me show you what I'm talking about here at Scale Car Garage. All right, so I was quite a young person when I received these, and I received them, well, I'm pretty sure it was Christmas, and I can't tell you, I mean, how obviously impactful it was to get something like this as a youngster. And let me just show you the box, and oh my gosh, the artwork. If you can imagine, as I guess I was 4 years old, to get this as a gift, amazing. And of course I didn't have the skill to actually build the model, so someone did that for me. And if you'll allow me to open this, I will show you that inside this box is not only, and I got this outside the box because I can't fold it because it's so old, are the actual instructions. And isn't that cool? Like, when you reread the history of the car that Monogram used to put on their instruction sheets, it's fabulous. I mean, someone took the time to write this. And of course, as a youngster and as I got older, you would pore over the descriptions of the cars and almost memorize them. But what I found really interesting in revisiting this was just the instructions and how it was basically like a combination of illustrations and photography. And really, it was, you know, a fairly, I guess, simple model kit to build, yet the detail was incredible. It really was. But certainly, I did not have the skill level when I received this as a youngster. And what's very interesting is, and of course we didn't have a slot car track at the time either, but it came with the parts to make this model car into a slot car. Of course, you had to purchase the chassis and the motor and wheels and tires and so forth. But and of course, don't forget to purchase these other Monogram slot car products if you're interested in slot cars. Really very cool. But again, this is just a lovely piece. And inside the box is the car. And as I said, I was much too young to build this, and the person who built this for me did really a very good job. And it was built for me to basically, well, be a toy, I guess. And like most of my toys, I took pretty good care of it. At least I must have. No, I always took care of my toys. The mirrors are here. All the bits are here. Even the decals survived, but it's just a lovely car. I mean, they even painted the lights for me, and I remember spending a lot of time racing this car along the carpet. So many years later, always wanting to have a slot car version of this car. Well, tell you what, let's take the static version over to the track and allow me to continue the story. In 1963, Eric Broadley, founder of Lola Cars International,
took his latest creation, the Lola Mark VI, known also as the Lola GT, to its debut at the London Racing Car Show, where it garnered immediate attention. It was a bold design as it was very compact, being 154 inches long, 63 inches wide, and only 40 inches high. Powered by a Ford 289 and weighing only 1,600 pounds, the car was capable of a top speed of 190 miles per hour. In this same year, the car was raced at Le Mans with Richard Atwood and David Hobbs driving. However, an unfortunate crash in the 15th hour of the race kept the car from finishing Le Mans that year. But a Lola GT was victorious, winning the Tourist Trophy race at Nassau. While only 3 full-size Lola GTs were ever built, Monogram Models chose to manufacture a 1/32nd scale model of this car as part of its second wave of model racing cars, released to take advantage of the burgeoning boom that was slot car racing in 1965. It was offered as a static model kit for the price of $1, which also included parts to convert this car into a model racing car ready to install your favorite chassis, as the instruction sheet stated. Or you could buy the Lola GT as a scale slot racer kit for the princely sum of $5.98. With Monogram's usual attention to detail and high standards for design, the Lola GT is a wonderful subject for model car racing.
Well, just as the box, pardon me for putting on my glasses again, and the instructions stated, this car has parts, rubber tires, a racing driver, and decals, and 39 parts. And on the other side of the box, it talks about how this kit will make a complete 1/32nd scale show model, or these parts, as pictured, may be used in making a realistic slot racer in the same scale, combined with Monogram Tiger brand slot racer parts and accessories. And here, of course, they show you the parts that you got in the kit. You got the body, which was in 3 pieces. You got a bracket so that you could mount the chassis to the body. You got wheel inserts and a racing driver. And there we go, sturdy body with mounting lugs and brackets for racing. Mounting lugs, interesting. And a racing driver. So you get all this, and here's the car. And I didn't have a track, so I would play with my car. Well, fast forward many years later, of course, attending one of the many model car shows and slot car shows that I have visited and accumulated a few items, I came across a Lola GT slot car, and ultimate bonus, I was able to purchase it. And I so enjoy this car, but what I really enjoy about it is that it is so period, and it is in keeping with the manner in which someone may have assembled a slot car for me back in the day. And let me explain why. While the chassis is a Monogram chassis, the motor, to my eye, being a blue-gray can, I think it might be a Revell motor. Most Monogram motors were red. At least that was my understanding. The wheels and tires. Well, whoever built this put Porsche 904 inserts in these wheels. And I guess maybe that's all they had. But I think I might know why, because I think these wheels are Revell aluminum wheels. They don't have that sort of monogram lip, and I think they're a little larger, but that's fine, because if I had been able to build this back when I received this kit, I most likely would have chosen components that I could afford. And they didn't necessarily have to all be monogram either. But getting back to this car. So not only was I able to purchase it, but the tires are in wonderful, wonderful condition. The motor and gears, the gears especially, they look to be monogram. And I'm amazed at how it survived, because it was, at this point, monogram had those alloy type crown gears that sometimes would disintegrate. This one is in marvelous condition. And you want a bonus? The car actually runs. Yes, it goes around the track. So, with my static Lola GT beside it, how about we take a couple of laps with a vintage 1960s Lola GT by Monogram and Revell, which is, I think, quite fitting. So let's take it around the track, shall we? All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing go. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing. This car is over 50 years old, and being of that similar vintage, it, although this isn't saying much, it runs better than I do. Well, thank you very much for joining me on a little bit of a review of, I guess, items past and memories past with, I guess, items that are really kind of neat, and they still hold a place in all of our collective hearts. Thank you so much for joining me here at Scale Car Garage.
I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe.